Ну а сейчас самая горячая новость за последнюю неделю. 9 июля программа МТВ стала работать на российском телевидении, то бишь на 6 каналах. 43 часа получила МТВ благодаря Борису Зосимову, главе фирмы Biz Enterprises. Эти 43 часа будут распределены между всеми программами России. Ну, те, которые можно увидеть в Латвии, естественно, мы будем смотреть. МТВ будет переводиться на русский язык. Сейчас вы увидите передачу, записанную по этому поводу. Я заранее прошу прощения за то, что она на английском языке. Я не успел ее перевести только потому, что записал ее буквально 5 минут назад, как раз тогда, когда монтировал эту программу. Ну, я думаю, что вы в обиде не будете, это каких-то 10 минут, там много говорят по-русски, ну, и новость тут такая горячая, как говорится, блин, со сковороды сразу в рот, в общем, прожуем. Ну что ж, привет всем зрителям, кто смотрит Сторону-Ц.
Lives here to see how much Moscow is changing and sucking up parts of other cultures.
На самом деле МТВ в России появилась уже давным-давно, потому что те, кто интересуется музыкой по-настоящему, профессионалы и просто фэны, которые на самом деле от этого дела торчат, они смотрят видеоматериал, я имею в виду уже в записи, или же по спутниковому телевидению просто получают передачи.
Must be MTV Russia or MTV former Soviet Union or something with Russian presenters or Ukrainian presenters, and also of course some videos from our local bands played there, and you know, local rock and roll news and all this, and then it will be a real MTV Russia.
For MTV, the profit, the immediate profit, it really is not that important. We're committed to stay here and to invest in this market for the long term.
Great for MTV to be here in Moscow. Just remember in future, enjoy your MTV.
MTV's launch to the CIS, or former Soviet Union, means that 88 million households, or an estimated 210 million viewers, will be able to watch 43 hours of programming of MTV a week. But what effect will this have on the Russian music scene?
For now, Russian music fans can copy their favourite Western records onto tape in state record shops. But the variety of music is limited to major names like the Beatles and Michael Jackson.
Russia haven't any information, any big information about West music and American music, and I think with coming MTV to Russia, many things will change.
The main effect it'll have is like further kind of speed up the transition to sort of Western looks, Western styles, Western music, which I kind of half like and half don't. You know, I kind of like it because Russian music was always pretty crap before, and presumably it'll get better now, but I also don't like it because I suppose it'll get less Russian, really.
I think it's going to be very important. I've got the feeling that people are very starved on pop culture and pop music at all. So with the pop channel 24 hours a day, it's going to do a lot for the industry here.
The first of reciter. But that's not the case yet. MTV is available 2 hours a week in the whole CIS, and on different channels in Moscow for 41 hours a week, a cumulative total of 43 hours.
It will have very little effect if it's done in the way it's supposed to be done now, because I really think that MTV is round-the-clock channel, and this format should be kept. So I don't think it's such a good idea, you know, to divide it into smaller segments and put it on to different channels.
И, наверное, мое хорошее настроение связано с тем, что сегодня здесь у нас МТВ в России. И я думаю, что это будет настоящим катализатором, и это будет прогресс.
There's a chance that there'll be a lot of record sales, you know what I'm saying, and everything get really hype. So, I mean, they never had a lot of records and chart, but I was listening to radio and they was playing, you know, normal things that you would hear in the UK, in the US and everything. So I think there is a market here, and with MTV here, capitalizing and everything, it'd be great.
But along with this, there will undoubtedly be some frustration, as even with goods available, most people just cannot afford them.
At MTV you have all those things like, you know, all kinds of feedback between the channel and the audience, where you can, you know, call the station and, you know, order things, order records and so on. And I'm not sure that such things will be possible here in Russia, so it will increase the frustration.
Television. Obviously, MTV will have an effect on the music scene in the CIS, but will they have an effect on us?
Many Russian people who singing, who working in music, would like to go to West Market, to Europe, to America. But for this, need good quality, and I don't think so. What's in Russia for this moment have good quality in music.
Пусть пройдет дождь, и ты придешь ко мне, это будет всегда, ведь я люблю тебя.
But it is possible to find Russian music that is well produced both musically and visually.
Пройдет дождь, и ты вернешься вновь, но будет все не так. Все смоет дождь, он смоет ни печали, ни беду. Он тихо шепнет, что я тебя так жду. Остановись, рассвет нового дня, мы сегодня грустим.
There's a lot of talent coming here from Russia, and I think within the next 2 or 3 years after they've sort of gone through what comes in from the West, they can start to create something of their own, a Russian pop culture. And I think it will only be sometime within the next 3 or 4 years we'll see a lot of films, we will see records, and we'll see other pop culture phenomena that will come from Russia that we will appreciate in the West as well. I think Moscow is absolutely wonderful. It's turning into the party capital of Europe. They're opening like 5 or 6 new clubs every month, and they're all brilliant. And I think this is actually a place where a lot of kids from all around Europe will go in the next few years. Because it reminds me of what I saw in Barcelona in Spain 15 years ago when Spain opened up. And it's the same thing that's happening here now, and I think it's happening in Eastern Europe in general.
But one main question remains. Will the West ever be really interested in Russian music?
I don't think so, because Russian music is typical music. It's absolutely different of American or West Europe music. But maybe 1-2 times will be possible, but I don't think it will be interesting for West Europe, for America, because it's absolutely special music here.
3, 2, 1.
Whilst here in Moscow, the Pet Shop Boys took the opportunity to film some footage for their new video, To Go West.
We're going to be filming here. We're shooting a video out here in MTV. For MTV who took us out here. We are the first. As you can see, I have my Russian hat on here.
Well, it's typical. You come to Red Square and there's a coachload of American tourists, you know, and you just feel it's a bit embarrassing, really.
So Howard, what is the concept of this video?
Well, Steve, the problem is that now we've got the camera kit out of customs. They kept the idea in there, so I don't have one. We started with the idea of between New York and San Francisco, and then MTV opened up in Moscow, so we thought, let's make it a lot further east. So it's basically coming from Moscow. We fly right across the world to New York. We end up in California, and we get to New York, to California, by means of a great big kind of moving staircase.
Makes sense to me.
The video is for Go West, which is a cover version, or sort of adaptation of an old song by the Village People. And we thought, firstly, as the song's about going west, the best place to go west from is the east. And as we were coming to Moscow, we thought we'd film some of the video here. When I was 14 years old, and I was ill once, I had a Teach Yourself Russian book. I taught myself the Russian alphabet, the Cyrillic alphabet, it's a little bit of Russian. And someone gave me a book of Russian folk songs. It was one of those things to learn to play the guitar on. And there's one of them it suddenly came flashing back to me last night, unfortunately, when I'd been, had a few drinks at the MTV party. Now shoes you stolanu, oi Kalina, oi Kalina. That was Neil Tennant with Russian music, live here in Moscow.
And I thought, I've got to get one of those Ruski hats. And here I am in my Russian hat. Only $6 or 10,000 rubles or something. Oh, something like that. You know, we're close.
Denton's just here to, to smooth things over, aren't you, Denton?
This is it, yes. I'm just here to make sure we have a nice, pleasant time in the USSR or CIS or Russia, as Mr. Yeltsin is. But we're here to, obviously...
to talk bullshit, mostly.
And that's it for tonight's News at Night in Moscow. I'm going to leave the last words to Kirill.
Это все в вечерних новостях. Вы посмотрите нас